What's good, bratan? Welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 things I wish I knew when I had started training in the gym. So, a little backstory. As many of you know, I started training in October 2020, and back then I was a super anxious, skinny fat kid, and I had this little kangaroo pouch of fat sitting on my stomach. I remember the first time I walked into the gym, I made so many mistakes, and these mistakes could have stunted my progress by months, hell, even years. I really wish I had someone back then to tell me about all of the mistakes I was making, and I'm gonna be that someone in this video, and I'm gonna give you 5 of my biggest mistakes that I made when I started training, so you can hopefully save yourself the time and build your dream physique faster. So without further ado, let's begin. So starting off with mistake number 1, and I believe that a lot of people actually make this mistake, but this is only training with machines. And yes, machines are fantastic. A lot of the exercises that I do to this day are actually done on machines. But as a beginner, especially a skinny fat guy like I was, it's much better to put more emphasis on free weights rather than machines. When you're using machines, the majority of them only train a few muscles at once. Whereas if I do something like a compound exercise with free weights, for example the deadlift or the bench press, I'm getting a lot more bang for my buck. Not only that, but I found that with free weights, your stabilizer muscles actually begin to work. Whereas with your machine, you only have one set position. But with free weights, you have to use balance and technique to actually lift the weight up. I found that the main reason why I was avoiding free weights and compound exercise is because I was genuinely too scared to go on them. I thought I was too weak to do like a bench press or something. So because of my fear, I was literally stuck chest pressing for months and months, making zero progress. So if you're in the same position, I highly recommend that you just stop caring about the weight you're using, prioritize form above everything else. Go super light, don't worry about the weight you're using. No one in the gym is going to judge you. Genuinely, no one cares about the weight you're lifting. People are too busy focusing on themselves. Just go light and progressively overload as time goes on. Over time, your stability and form will get better, so trust me, man, focus on compound exercises. Don't just do machines only. This is a massive mistake a lot of guys are making. Alright, moving on to number 2, and I believe that this is actually still a problem to this day, even for me and for many of the top dogs out there in the fitness industry, but this is comparing your body and progress to other people's. Now, I'm actually a very big proponent of healthy masculine competition. I believe that it's fantastic to look at others as inspiration and to use that kind of inspiration as fuel for yourself to get better. But there is something I want to mention. All of us guys have completely different genetics, body compositions, and metabolisms. Some guys have better looking abs, other guys are naturally stronger, other guys find it very hard to put on muscle. So if you're constantly comparing yourself to other guys who have completely different genetics to you and different bodies, you might fall into the trap of thinking that you're making absolutely no progress, when in actuality, you're making lots of progress, just at your own pace. I remember when I first started training, a lot of my mates had insane genetics. Literally, they could lift for a few weeks and they would get bigger in no time. Whereas I had to train consistently for months and months to see any kind of progress. A lot of them took creatine, took all these protein powders, they trained less than me, yet somehow they were way stronger than me, and I was just super confused. And I remember I often fell into the trap of just getting jealous of them and thinking that I'm making no progress. But in actuality, I was making progress. I was just a very big hard gainer, so I found trouble with putting on muscle because of my body composition. As soon as I started focusing on my own grind and understanding that every single rep and set that I do will bring me closer to my goal, I stopped comparing myself to other guys, and this helped me 10 times my progress in the gym. Throughout this process, I developed my own workout program which catered to my needs and helped me build the muscles I was lacking in. And just a shameless plug, if you do want to check out my workout program, it will be linked in the description. This program has a strong emphasis on building up your key aesthetic muscles, meaning the muscles that pop out when you're wearing a t-shirt. So if you want to check it out, it will be linked right below. But overall, one piece of advice for all of the guys watching: look at others as inspiration, but don't think you can look exactly like them. We all have different bodies and genetics. It's impossible for you to look exactly like someone else. And who knows, maybe you're going to look even better than them in the future. Just work with what you have and you'll make insane progress, I promise you. Alright, moving on to number 3. Your physique looks different based on lighting, pump, and time of day. When I started training, I would often look at my physique at different times of the day and I'll think like, bro, what the hell? Why do I look so much smaller than 3 months ago? Well, turns out I didn't get any smaller. I was just taking photos in terrible lighting. And I also had a gym which had really bad lighting. And I understand how demotivating it is to actually train in the gym, where the lighting just makes you look so much smaller than you actually are. As soon as I went to one of those gyms that has like dark lighting, I instantly realized how much progress I had actually made. It was like complete night and day, man. I was in shock. So this is a message to all the young guys watching. If you know that you're making progress, you're eating well, you're training consistently, don't just judge your physique based off how you look in the mirror right away. There could be a chance that maybe the lighting was off, maybe you didn't have a pump, maybe you were feeling a little bit bloated that day. Instead, continue to work out, eat healthy, stay consistent and disciplined, and I promise you one day you're gonna look good even in bad lighting. Moving on to number 4, and this one relates to the previous point, but this is all of the fitness models and influencers you see online look different online than they do in real life. You see, when someone posts a photo or video of themselves online, they always get the best shots, the best photos. They tweak themselves to look as good as possible, they get the lighting right, they have a great pump in the photo, and some of them go as far as even photoshopping themselves to make them look better and adding all of these filters. But I promise you, man, all of these influencers you're seeing, they don't always look as amazing as they do in the photos. They're just like you, they look worse in bad lighting. Sometimes they feel a bit off and they don't look as good. And if you think about it, you can literally make anyone look like crap these days. If you take a photo in bad lighting, you poorly edit it, you'll look bad in it, man. And with the rise of social media, everyone is only putting the best photos of themselves on the internet, which makes everyone think they look amazing 24/7. So you're probably now asking, Igor, what does this mean for me? Again, this just means don't over compare yourself to others online. Take everything you see online with a grain of salt. Building a physique is an incredibly strenuous and long process, and you can't expect it to happen in a few months or weeks. These fitness influencers you see online have been training for years. All you need to do is just trust the process and continue to work out and not skip sessions. And one day, man, you're gonna reach your goals. Now, this brings me to the final point of the video, and this is don't be scared to eat in a calorie surplus. When I started training, I was so insecure of my kangaroo pouch, and I just wanted to lose the fat and get six-pack abs super quickly. So I went in the gym, went on a cut, dropped down my belly fat to like 8%, and I built a very lean physique. But you know what? It was missing one thing, and this is bulk. I looked decent, but my weight was very low, and this could have been stunting my progress and even stunting my growth, which is super unhealthy, especially as a teenager who's going through puberty. And the problem is, I thought that if I started to eat in a calorie surplus and started to consume a lot of protein in food, I thought that I would get fat again. But in real life, man, if you're training in the gym very well and you're eating well, all of that food is going to go towards your muscles and you'll build a very nice physique. As soon as I increased my calorie intake, my legs got bigger, I got bigger arms, my shoulders increased in size, and not only that, but my six-pack actually started to look better as well. But imagine if I had just continued to neglect my eating like I did 2 years ago. I would have made very little progress, man. So this is a direct message to all the guys training in the gym. Don't be scared to eat in a calorie surplus, man. It's very important that you gain muscle, but at the end of the day, you can always go on a cart after all and lose your belly fat. It's not a problem. It's very important that you go on a lean bulk, meaning you eat healthy, protein-high foods in order to gain all of your muscle. And in my opinion, this is actually the most sustainable way to get bigger in the long run. It's way better than dirty bulking. Dirty bulking, you're just shoving crap in your system, which will not only affect your hormones, but your physique won't get as good. But if you lean bulk, you eat healthy, you drink a lot of water, you'll look so much better than all the other guys in the gym. And on that note, I want to wrap up the video. I really hope you enjoyed. Again, be sure to check out my workout program if you're interested. Leave a like, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Пока, братан.